JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 21st of October 2020. So yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Wednesday's afternoon session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, view the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos. And of course our JFD Bank website and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis, so yeah, feel free to visit us here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top. Now, quick update on what's happening here with the German index. This is exactly what I was talking about this morning. Basically, we saw a drop below this 12,728 territory, which opened the door towards the lower bound of this rising channel. So, to be honest, it just fell shy of a few points from reaching that. Came very close to this level here, the low of the 2nd of October, or in other words, the current lowest point of October, near the 12,540 mark. Just like I said, fell shy of a few points of reaching that, but to be honest, we'll take that. Now the big question here is, can this area continue to provide support? If it can, a nice rebound here may bring the index back up, and if it fails, of course, lower levels could be met. But in this situation, in order to, let's say, get a little bit more excited with the downside, not only that we would like to see a break of the lower side of the rising channel, but also a good drop below the 200-day EMA right here. So again, for now, just observing this one, keeping an eye on the price action. But yeah, now the big question here is, can this rebound? If you want to be a little bit more on the safe side, let's say, what you could do is keep your eyes on this little area right here, the 12,842. A nice good pop above it may also place the price above the 21-day EMA, shown as the yellow line, and yep, this could open the door to a slightly higher levels. But again, as I said, all eyes right now are on this lower side of the rising channel. The S&P 500 now, looking at this picture right here, you can see that yesterday the index closed slightly in the green, however remained not far from this key support zone that I talked about yesterday in my Traders Tea Time. So in a way, for now, guys, there we go, so sorry about that. For now, what I'm going to keep an eye on is, of course, this 3,425 territory. If a nice good break below it may open the door towards lower area. So if we take a look at the index right now and see where it's currently sitting at, we can see that the price is currently balancing near the 3,444 mark. So basically just around, not far from where it closed yesterday. Again, like I said, this is the key important level to watch for now. If we get a drop below this would also place the price below the 21-day EMA, and well, this could, or I should say, would confirm a forthcoming lower low, and further declines here could be possible. In terms of the upside, we will need to see a push at least back above the 3,515 territory, or even, actually, let me just grab one of these lines here. Actually, we could start looking at the upside on a break of this inside swing low of the 16th of October, which is also not far from the high of the 20th of October, and that level is roughly around the 3,480 zone. So a nice good pop above it. After a break of which we could start looking at some higher levels. That's why, guys, for now, keep your eyes on this one. Like I said, the cash index is currently trading at the same level where it closed yesterday, so let's see if one of these levels get broken here. DXY continues to slide. I've talked about this one and I mentioned this one. Basically, we after we had a nice drop here below the 93 territory, which I've talked about in the beginning of this week. That kind of opened the door towards further declines. The index drifted towards that 92.78 zone where it's currently kind of sitting at, but my next target is this 92.24 territory right here, which also kind of which marks the one moment, there we go, which marks the low here of 14th of May of 2018. You can see that recently we had also a bit of a hold up near this level. If it slides further, then yes, of course, the next target is the lowest point of September near the 91.75 zone. But again, like I said, let's keep it short and simple. For now, let's aim for this 92.24 territory first. Gold is pushing higher, of course, in the weaker dollar. Gold is managing here to climb above this downside line taken from the high of the 18th of August. Now, I talked about this this idea this week, where I was saying that we need to wait for at least a clear breakthrough one of these lines first, before examining the next short-term directional move. So at the moment, yes, we're getting a break of this downside line. That's great news, but as I also said, that just to be a little bit more on the safe side, wait for that push above the 1933 territory marked by the high of the 12th of October, or in other words, the current highest point of October. So a nice good push above it would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and we could start looking at that psychological 20 zone or even above that. If this commodity today, let's say, pushes higher, but let's say fails to stay and keep this daily candle above this downside line, well, I mean, the neutral kind of position is back on the table, but in order to aim for some lower levels, well, we would need to see at least a break of this upside support line and then a drop below the 1877 territory. But again, it seems that the downside could be slightly off the table for now. Let's see if we can actually push above this 1933 territory. Bitcoin is moving nicely to the upside here, guys. I mean, this is what I was talking about starting from last week, after I said that there could be a nice rebound here from this territory near the 11,185. Then the next target is the 11,740, but if that gets broken, then we could start looking at a possible test of this area right here, this highlighted area. But this is what I talked about yesterday, guys, as well, that in a way Bitcoin, and actually this morning as well, so in a way, given that we had a nice push here, and yes, I will aim for this area right here, but as I said this morning, that the holdup might occur somewhere near this level, not near the highest point of August, which is this 12,490 zone, just slightly higher here, but near this high of the 18th of August, which is around the 12,405 zone. And look at this beautiful move. It hit that level exactly, just maybe overshot it a little bit, but it remains here, and currently that area is providing good resistance. What I was also saying to you guys this morning, that keep your eyes on this potential idea of seeing an ascending triangle here. So yeah, for now, that's the kind of case here. If this area, this highlighted area, provides good resistance, we could see a bit of a correction here back down. But of course, if it continues to rally above this highlighted area, then yep, I'll start looking at some much higher levels here, like for example the highest point of June of last year, near the 13,764 territory. But again, like I said, for now, it is where it is. It's currently getting a hold up here, so let's see if this can push further north, or if it cannot, can it actually go go for a small correction to the downside. AUD JPY. So when last time I looked at this one, I told you guys to keep an eye on this highlighted area right here. This is 73.97 territory, marked by the lowest point of September. Currently, you can see that the pair continues to get a hold up near this 200-day EMA. So yep, again, for now we cannot really talk about the downside because we already had quite a decent one, as you can see here. Yes, we are still trading below this downside line overall, but yeah, the overall trend is still to the downside. But don't forget that if by any chance all this territory right here continues to provide good support, we might see a bit of a rebound here, and a rebound and a push maybe back up. But if this gets broken, if this 73.97 territory gets broken, then of course, yep, the next target here is the low of the lowest point of June. Or actually, it's not the, no, that's the low of June 12th. So, and that's near the 72.53 territory. Nice good break below it. Yep. Would confirm a forthcoming lower low, and then we could start looking at this level right here. But again, as I said, that only I will consider this idea only if we get a nice drop below this 73.97 territory. If we don't, then there could be a chance for a bit of a correction here to the upside. And to be honest, we do have enough space here for that correction. So if you want to look at some upside here, maybe a move towards this downside line, at least probably wait for a push back above the 74.95, 96 territory right here, marked by an inside swing low here of the 6th of October and by the high of the 19th of October. So yeah, keep your eyes on that, guys. GBP USD, so popping higher nicely, and this is what I talked about recently when I was covering this one. Excuse me, what I was saying that in order to aim for some higher levels, at least we need to see a push above that psychological 130 zone. And look at this beautiful move here today. The holdup occurred near this 1.3083 level, which I've also mentioned. That's the level kind of on the break of which we could become a little bit more comfortable with higher levels. At the moment, like I said, yes, let's see if this pair is able to remain above that psychological 130 territory. If it can, then yes, I'll continue targeting the upside, and especially if it pops further above this 1.3083 territory marked by the already previous highest point of October, because today we created a new high for October by overshooting this barrier. But like I said, for now I'm going to keep that on the chart. I want to see how and where this daily candle will end today in relation to this level. But of course also not to mention the 1.30 zone as well. And finally, Euro USD. So Euro USD, well, it's not performing as good as GBP USD. However, on the positive note, the pair remains above this 1.1831 territory right here. So if it continues to stay here today, then I'll still continue targeting the upside. But if by any chance it drifts back down and falls back below the 1.1831 territory right here, this little territory, this area between these two levels, I'll keep that as a neutral one. But if it starts falling below the 1.1696 territory, now that's where it could become a little bit more interesting for these sellers, guys. So at the moment, like I said, the downside is slightly off the table as long as it stays above this 1.1831 zone. So let's keep an eye on that one. So guys, I really hope you found it useful, and thank you very much for watching and listening. If you want to join me tomorrow morning, as always, my Trader's Espresso, 6 o'clock GMT time. But for now, guys, I hope you have a wonderful evening. Stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.